I died choking on my own vomit in a dingy motel room off Route 66, the taste of cheap whiskey and betrayal burning my throat like acid rain. My sister Emily's face was the last thing I saw, smirking from the shadows as she whispered, "You deserved this, Serenity. Always the golden child." But death isn't the end. It's a goddamn reset button, and when I gasped awake in my old bedroom 17 years earlier, heart pounding like a jackhammer, I knew the universe had handed me a loaded gun. The clock on my nightstand read 3:17 a.m., July 14th, 2008, the night before the family barbecue where everything went to hell. My hands, young and unscarred, clutched the faded pink comforter Mom had sewn before cancer took her. I bolted upright, the mirror across the room reflecting a girl of 18, not the hollow-eyed wreck I'd become. Serenity Hayes, high school valedictorian, future Yale-bound, innocent as a lamb. Except I wasn't innocent anymore. I carried the weight of 2 lifetimes, one of blind trust shattered, the other of cold, calculated fury. Emily. God, Emily. My big sister, the one who'd braided my hair and shared secrets under the covers during thunderstorms. She'd always been the wild one, tattoos hidden under long sleeves, late nights with boys who smelled like smoke and regret. But that summer, she'd crossed a line that should have been etched in stone. Dad's life savings, 15 grand tucked away in a shoebox in his closet for my college fund, vanished overnight. And she pinned it on me. I stumbled to the bathroom, splashing water on my face, staring at the steam-fogged glass until my reflection sharpened. In my first life, I'd found the empty box that morning, my stomach twisting as Emily discovered the theft and spun her web of lies. Serenity's been acting weird, Dad, hanging with those sketchy friends from the track team. She needed cash for something. By evening, the barbecue turned into an inquisition. Dad's face, red with rage and disappointment, as he screamed that I'd betrayed the family legacy. Mom's ghost would have wept. I swore my innocence till my voice cracked, but the evidence, fake texts she'd planted on my phone, sealed it. Disowned, expelled from the house, I spiraled, dropped out of Yale pre-acceptance, hooked up with a dealer who promised escape, ended up ODing alone while Emily cashed checks in my name. Not this time. This time, I was the dealer, and revenge was my high. Dawn crept in like a thief, painting the sky over our cul-de-sac in bruised purples. Our house in Elmwood Heights, New Jersey, a cookie-cutter colonial with white siding and a manicured lawn that screamed middle-class American dream, felt like a powder keg. Dad was already up, clinking coffee mugs in the kitchen, his broad shoulders slumped from another double shift at the auto plant. At 45, he was a relic of the Rust Belt, tattoos from his Navy days fading like his optimism. I padded downstairs in my pajamas, the wooden steps creaking underfoot. Emily's door was cracked open. I could hear her snoring, oblivious. My first move, reconnaissance. Slipping into Dad's office, I knelt by his desk, prying open the false bottom drawer where he stashed the shoebox. There it was, 15 crisp $100 bills, banded in worn rubber, labeled in his blocky handwriting, Serenity's future. A sob caught in my throat, but I swallowed it. No tears today. I pocketed 2 bills, insurance, and resealed the box. Phase 1. Plant the seeds of doubt. Breakfast was a minefield. Emily breezed in at 8 a.m., all blonde waves and yoga pants, humming some pop tune from MTV. "Morning squirt," she said, ruffling my hair like we were still kids. I forced a smile, my skin crawling.
"Hey, Eminencia.
"Sleep okay?" She poured cereal, oblivious. Dad grunted from behind his paper. "Barbecues at noon. Uncle Ray's bringing ribs. Don't be late, girls." As she crunched away, I accidentally knocked over my orange juice, the sticky flood soaking her flip-flops.
Oops. Sis.
She rolled her eyes, but I caught the flicker, annoyance, the first crack. The afternoon sun baked the backyard, charcoal smoke curling like accusations. Relatives milled about, Aunt Carla gossiping by the cooler, cousins chasing fireflies early. I stuck to the shadows, nursing a soda, watching Emily work the crowd. She was a chameleon, laughing at Uncle Ray's jokes, flirting with the neighbor's son. But I knew her tells, the way her left eye twitched when she lied, the forced brightness in her voice. It happened at 2:47 p.m., right on schedule for my memory. Dad called us inside for a family talk. His office smelled of old books and motor oil. Emily perched on the arm of the couch, casual as sin. I sat across, legs crossed, heart a war drum. "Money's gone," Dad said flatly, holding the empty shoebox like a coffin. 15,000. My savings. For you, Serenity. Emily gasped theatrically. "Oh my God, Dad. That's awful. Who would?" I cut her off, voice steady. "It was you, Emily." Silence hit like a freight train. Her eyes widened, feigning shock.
What?
"Serenity, that's insane. I've been saving for my own apartment. Why would I?" "Save it." I pulled out my phone, the one I'd swapped some cards on that morning. I found these. Screenshots I'd forged overnight. Texts from her burner phone to a shady pawn shop downtown. Got 15K defense. Quick cash. Dad's face drained of color. "Emily, is this true?" She lunged for the phone.
Fake.
"She's framing me." Serenity's always been jealous. Wants all the attention. Jealous. The word ignited something primal. In my first life, I'd crumbled here, begging.
Now?
I leaned forward, eyes locked on hers. Jealous of what? Your dead-end jobs? Your string of losers? Or the fact that you sold Mom's jewelry last year to fund your girls' trip to Atlantic City? Aunt Carla, eavesdropping from the hall, gasped. The room erupted, relatives piling in, whispers turning to shouts. Emily's mask cracked, tears streamed, but they were crocodile. "Dad, please. She's lying. I love this family." Dad's hands shook as he scrolled the evidence. "Call the cops," he muttered. "Both of you. We're sorting this out." The police arrived at dusk, badges glinting under the porch light. Detective Harlan, a grizzled vet with a Jersey drawl, took statements in the living room. Emily sobbed into tissues, spinning tales of my rebellious phase. I stayed cool, dropping details only the thief would know. The pawn shop's name, the alias she'd used, Lila Voss, from her favorite trashy novel. Harlan's eyes narrowed. "Miss Hayes, we'll verify these texts. Forensics can trace IP bounces." By nightfall, they cuffed her, not me. As they let her out, Emily hissed in my ear. "You bitch. This isn't over. I'll bury you." I whispered back. "Promise?" That night, alone in my room, the adrenaline crashed. Trung Sin wasn't a gift. It was a curse, replaying the horror in high def. But vengeance? That was sweet nectar. Emily's arrest was just the appetizer. The real feast lay in unearthing her skeletons, the ones she'd buried deeper than Dad's cash. Phase 2, the deep dive. While Emily rotted in county lockup awaiting bail, I hacked her life. Not literally, I'm no script kiddie, but methodically, like a bloodhound on payroll. First, her laptop, borrowed from her room under pretense of checking emails for the lawyer. Password: Emily Sucks 2005, ironic, given her ego. Folders upon folders of digital dirt. Emails to a loan shark named Vinny the Knife, begging for extensions on a $20,000 gambling debt. Bank statements showing withdrawals funneled to offshore poker sites. And the kicker, a hidden drive with photos. Not innocent ones. Emily, mid-20s in my first life, posing with a baggie of pills in a club bathroom. Samples for the boss. The caption read, "Her job at the temp agency? A front for dealing Adderall to stressed-out college kids." But the real bomb? Correspondence with our cousin Mark. Incestuous whispers, hotel receipts from last Christmas, when Dad was in the hospital. "Our little secret," she'd written. Mark, the family golden boy, married with kids. She'd blackmailed him into silence, siphoning hush money that explained the extra cash flow. My stomach roiled, but resolve hardened. Emily wasn't just a thief. She was a parasite, leeching from everyone who'd loved her. Mom's deathbed confession echoed in my skull. She'd known about Emily's troubles, covered for her shoplifting as a teen. Protect your sister, Saren. Family first. Family. What a joke. Dad bailed her out 2 days later. Blood thicker than evidence. She's family, he grumbled over meatloaf, avoiding my eyes. Emily slunk in like a whipped dog, hugging him stiffly, shooting me daggers. Thanks, Daddy. I swear it was a mistake. Serenity's texts. Someone hacked me. I played along, forking potatoes.
Char, eminência.
Water under the bridge. But bridges burn, and I had the matches. The next week blurred into calculated chaos. I enrolled at community college, deferring Yale to focus on family, and got a part-time gig at the local library, prime for digging. Old newspapers on microfilm revealed Emily's juvie record, expunged but not erased. Arson on a rival's car at 16. Accidental. Witnesses recanted after gifts from Uncle Ray, our sleazy uncle, who'd always had a soft spot for her. I tailed her to AA meetings she pretended to attend, watching for my beat-up Civic as she ducked into bars instead. One night, I followed her to a seedy motel on the turnpike, same one I'd die in, lifetimes away. She met Vinny, all greased hair and gold chains, handing over a wad of Dad's emergency cash. For the debt, she cooed. He grabbed her wrist, twisting. Interest compounding, sweetheart. Next time, it's not cash I want. Rage boiled, but I filmed it all, grainy cell footage, time-stamped. Insurance policy number 2. Back home. Tension simmered. Dad buried himself in work. Emily tiptoed around me. Fake smiles over forced dinners. We good, sis? She'd ask, voice syrupy. Peachy, I'd reply, slipping microdoses of suspicion. A forgotten printout of her emails left on the kitchen counter. A whispered call to Aunt Carla. Em's been acting off again. Check on Mark. The family fractured like cheap glass. Aunt Carla confronted Mark at Sunday brunch. He cracked, spilling to Dad in a tearful voicemail. Emily's phone buzzed nonstop. Creditors, exes, Vinny's threats. She cornered me in the hallway one midnight, breath hot with wine. What the hell are you doing? This is my life. Your life? I laughed, low and bitter. You stole mine first. Remember the barbecue? The lies?
Eufra med me, eminência.
Watched me burn. Her face paled. That was survival. Dad would have cut me off. You were always the perfect one. Perfect. I shoved her against the wall. First contact, my nails digging into her arms. You let me rot. Disowned. Addicted. Dead. For what? Your poker habit. She wrenched free, eyes wild. Dead?
What are you talking about?
You're crazy.
Not yet.
But soon. The decision came like a thunderclap. Controversial, yes, but necessary. Mercy was for the first life. This one demanded justice. Raw, American style, with a side of vigilante flair. No cops. They'd bungle it, plea deals and slaps on the wrist. Emily needed to feel the isolation, the paranoia, the slow unraveling I'd endured. I started small. Anonymous tips. A call to Vinny's rival crew, tipping off her location. She came home bruised, lips split, blaming muggers. Dad bought it, I didn't. Then the big play. Using library access, I doxed her online, subtle posts on local forums. Beware blonde dealer in Elmwood, goes by Lila. Adderall and more. Replies flooded. Scorned buyers, furious parents. Her temp job fired her after a tip to HR.
Paranoia set in.
She barricaded her room, jumped at shadows. It's you, isn't it? She accused over breakfast, fork trembling. Dad sighed. Girls, enough. But it wasn't enough. The high point, the climax, loomed. Dad's retirement party, 3 months in. The whole town invited, a celebration of 30 years at the plant. Emily, desperate for normalcy, begged to cater, her fresh start. I let her. And that night, under twinkling lights in the VFW hall, I struck. The VFW hall buzzed like a hive on steroids, blue-collar heroes in ill-fitting suits, wives in floral dresses, kids darting between legs with plates of deviled eggs. Dad stood proud at the podium, plaque in hand, voice cracking as he thanked the union. 30 years grinding gears for the American dream. Wouldn't trade it for nothing. Emily flitted like a moth to flame, tray of sliders in hand, schmoozing foreman for tips. She dolled up, red dress hugging curves, makeup masking the hollows under her eyes. To the crowd, she was the dutiful daughter, back on her feet. To me, watching from the bar with a ginger ale, she was a cornered rat. I'd spent weeks prepping the trap. The cater gig? My doing, slipping her resume to the organizer, knowing desperation would make her bite. The menu? Her specialty, spiked punch, a holdover from sorority days. In my first life, she'd watered it down for fun. This time, I'd swapped bottles. Not poison, nothing traceable, just enough roofies crushed into the communal bowl to loosen tongues and drop inhibitions. Controversial? Hell yes. Illegal? You bet. But watching her pour, oblivious, as guests lined up?
Poetic.
The first slur came at 8:15 p.m. Uncle Ray, 3 cups in, cornered Dad by the buffet. You're Emily. She hit on me last Christmas. In the hospital lot. Said it'd be our secret. Dad's face went ashen. He glanced at her, laughing with the mayor's wife. By 9, the dam broke. Mark's wife, tipsy and tear-streaked, yanked Emily aside near the dessert table. You sleeping with my husband? The texts, the hotels. How could you? Voices rose. Heads turned. Emily stammered. It's not, I didn't. I sipped my drink, pulse steady. Phase 3. The reveal. Slipping to the DJ booth, I cued the slideshow, Dad's surprise tribute, videos of his life. But I'd hijacked the USB, splicing in gems. Emily's motel meet with Vinny, audio clipped. Pay up or pay in other ways. Grainy stills from her laptop, pills, ledgers, Mark's guilty face. The screen flickered to life as Dad took the mic for toasts. Laughter died. Gasps rippled. Emily froze mid-convo, eyes locking on the projection. What the? Vinny's voice boomed. Interests compounding, sweetheart. Chaos erupted. Aunts shrieked. Uncles muttered, that little slut. Dad staggered back, mic dropping with a thud. Emily?
Jesus Christ.
She bolted for the booth, but security, plant workers with grudges, blocked her. Let me explain. It's fake. Serenity. She did this.
Me?
I stepped from the shadows, glass in hand, voice carrying like a sermon. Explain what, Em? The theft? The dealing? The affair that tore Mark's family apart? Or how you framed me for your mess, let me crash and burn so you could play victim? The crowd parted. Phones whipped out, recording the spectacle. Dad's eyes met mine, confusion, then dawning horror. Serenity. You knew. Not at first. I held his gaze, the man who disowned me once. But I learned, and I chose family, real family, not the liar who poisoned it. Emily lunged, nails raking my arm. You psycho. This is revenge porn or some shit. I'll sue. A burly cousin pinned her arms. Cops are coming, Em. For real this time. Sirens wailed outside by 9:45. Detective Harlan again, cuffing her as flashbulbs popped. Local news van screeching up, reporters spilling out like roaches. Elmwood heiress exposed. Theft, drugs, and scandal. Tomorrow's headline. I could already see it. Dad collapsed into a chair, head in hands. I knelt beside him. The girl he'd once called his pride. Why, Saren? Why not tell me sooner? Because love blinds us, Dad. You to her, me to the truth. But blood? It tells eventually. He pulled me close, whiskey-scented sobs shaking us both.
I'm sorry.
For the barbecue. For believing her. Forgiven, I whispered. But inside, a hollow victory. Revenge tasted like ash, sweet at first, then choking. Emily's trial dominated the fall. Plea bargain. 5 years for theft and distribution, probation for the rest. She sold sob stories to reporters. Abusive home, jealous sibling, but the footage buried her. Vinny ratted her out for leniency, spilling on her side hustle. Mark's marriage imploded. Aunt Carla cut ties with half the family.
Me?
I thrived in the wreckage. Yale came calling, full ride. Inspirational story cited. Dad sold the house, moved to a condo, fresh start, no ghosts. We talked therapy, boundaries, the American art of reinvention. But nights brought the twist, the one that clawed sleep away. In my second life, I'd uncovered the deepest secret. Mom's death wasn't cancer alone. Emily, high on stolen oxy, had swapped her chemo meds for placebos once to teach her a lesson for grounding her. Mom lingered 6 months extra, suffering. A journal entry, burned but digitized in my frantic pre-trunks in haze. Forgive your sister. She didn't mean.
Did she?
The question gnawed. My revenge, calculated, cruel, mirrored hers. Was I the monster now, or just the mirror? Winter hit hard, snow blanketing Elmwood like absolution. Dad's birthday, December 20th, ironic, sharing with Mom's passing. We dined at Antonio's, red sauce and Chianti, toasting ghosts. To second chances, he said, clinking glasses. My phone buzzed mid-meal. Unknown number. Voicemail later, in the car, Emily's voice, tinny from Rikers. Serenity? It's me. I remember now. The shoebox, yeah.
But Mom?
I didn't wait, did I? God, the pills. If you knew, why didn't you say? Chills spidered my spine.
How?
Telepathy? Or had my rage echoed back, cracking her denial? I forgive you. I deleted, voice steady. But lies have half-lives. Spring thawed the ground, but not my core. Yale's ivy walls closed around me. Lectures on ethics, Psych 101 dissecting betrayal. Friends came easy. Mia, the poli-sci firebrand. Jake, lacrosse jock with a poet's heart. Dates, parties, the gloss of youth reclaimed. Yet Emily haunted. Letters smuggled via a cousin. I'm clean. Reading self-help. Thinking of Mom. Please for visits, sister time. Dad urged mercy. She's family, Saren. Broken, but ours. Controversy redux. Visit or vanish. I chose the gray. Anonymous deposits to her commissary, books on grief. No face-to-face, some wounds scar over, don't heal. Summer break, back in Jersey. Dad's garden bloomed riotous, tomatoes fat as fists. We grilled on the deck, cicadas droning anthems. Proud of you, kid, he said, flipping burgers. Stronger than me.
Lies.
Strength was brittle. Mine cracked one July eve, heat lightning forking the sky. The call came at 2 a.m. Prison chaplain, voice leaden. Suicide attempt. Note for you. Rushed to the city, sterile halls reeking of bleach. Emily in restraints for dripping, eyes sunken pools. Saren, she croaked as I entered, guards hovering. I saw it. In dreams. You dying.
Me.
Killing you?
No, framing. God, the loop. 仲聲實歌?
Shared delusion? Or truth serum from regret? She gripped my hand, bones like twigs. The money was for Mom's real meds. I stole to fix my fuck-up. Then panicked, blamed you. Mom knew. Said protect each other. Tears hot, unbidden. Why not confess?
Fear.
Of losing Dad. Of being the bad one. A rasp laugh. Too late now. The twist landed like a gut punch. Her villainy, born of my ghost. In my first life, her guilt festered unseen. This one, my meddling unearthed it. But at what cost? Her despair mirrored mine. Self-inflicted end. I release you, I said, thumbing her knuckles. From the debt. From me. She nodded, fading. Love you, squirt. Always did. Back home, dawn breaking bloody, I burned the evidence, drives, footage, the shoebox photo I'd kept. Ashes swirled in the wind, free. But freedom's price? Isolation's whisper. Dad aged overnight, grayer, quieter. Yale felt hollow, accolades echoes. Jake proposed spring formal, rings glinting under strobes, but I demurred. Not yet. Healing first. The real ending?
No ta'i di bau.
America doesn't do those. We do sequels, reboots. Emily served 3, paroled early for rehab model. We met once, coffee shop neutral ground, Awkward hugs, shared silences. Thanks for the books, she said. Freud on siblings. Spot on. I nodded. Write your own story now. She did. Non-profit for addict families, Jersey Grit. Dad walked her down a new aisle years later. Wedding small, me maid of honor, veil hiding scars.
Me?
I wrote mine in law school briefs, advocating for the framed, the fallen. Serenity Hayes, attorney at law, turning betrayal to bulletproof vests. But late nights, whiskey neat, I toast the reset. To the dead girl who came back swinging. Because in the end, revenge wasn't destruction. It was rebirth. Messy, controversial, all-American. And if the universe glitches again, I'll be ready. Gun loaded. Epilogue shadows lengthened over the years, but the core rot lingered, demanding one final purge. 5 years post-trial, Emily's model citizen facade cracked wide during a family reunion at the old homestead. Now Dad's rental, ghosts evicted but echoes stubborn. She brought her sponsor, a wiry ex-con named Theo. All tattoos and redemption arcs. See, Saren? I'm building something real. I smiled over potato salad, but my radar pinged. Theo's eyes darted too much, Emily's laugh too brittle. Post-reunion, a hunch nod. Old habits? I tailed her to a warehouse district in Newark, chain link and sodium lamps. Peering through fogged windows, I caught it, her handing baggies to a circle of shadows, not pills but something sharper. Fentanyl lace specials, whispers of clean product. Betrayal sequel. The thief reformed? Nah, just evolved. This time, no spectacle. Subtleties, my blade now. Anonymous packet to the DA. Timestamps, plates, her prints on the wrap from a diner napkin. No drama, just dominoes toppling. Arrest at dawn, her screaming innocence to the dawn patrol. It's a setup. Serenity again. But evidence doesn't lie. Plea, 8 years, no bail. Dad's call came weeping. Why, kid? She was trying. Trying to drag us under again, Dad. Love's not blindfolds. He hung up soft, fracture mending crooked. We drifted, holidays obligatory, conversations clipped. Yale spat me out a JD, corner office in Manhattan, overlooking the Hudson. Clients. Whistleblowers, the wrongly accused. Irony? My specialty. Jake stuck, patient as job. We wed in Central Park, vows under autumn blaze. Through resets and ruins. Kids came, twins, boy and girl. Echoes of us unscarred. Aunt M's in the letters. I'd tell them, forwarding her prison missives. Learn from shadows. Emily? She broke inside, Theo testifying for the state. She recruited me, said family owed her. Parole denied twice. Therapy logs painted her as high risk. The ultimate twist? Dad's cancer diagnosis, stage 4, spring of my 30th year. Pancreatic, sneaky bastard. Hospice bed in the condo, monitors beeping dirges. Emily petitioned release, compassionate grounds. Granted, chains swapped for scrubs. She arrived gaunt, green scrubs swallowing her frame, eyes hollowed by regret's grind. Daddy, she whispered, kneeling by his bed. He squeezed her hand, frail but fierce. Girls, my girls. We 3, vigil-bound. Nights blurred, morphine dreams, shared stories. Emily confessed full. Mom's meds, the swap in a blackout haze. Woke up empty.
Hit it.
Then the money. To fix but too late.
I held her as she shattered.
We both hid, me from the hate, you from the hurt. Dad passed at dawn, July 14th, anniversary of the barbecue, full circle cruel. Funeral packed, plant buddies, neighbors, even Harlan toasting, a fighter's send-off. Graveside, Emily and I arm in arm, dirt sifting like secrets. Truce? She asked, wind whipping veils. More than that. Rewrite. She did post-release. Counselor at a Newark halfway, channeling demons to dams. We co-founded a fund, Hayes Sisters, for sibling survivors of betrayal. Grants, therapy, no frills. Controversial press. Ex-con and vigilante sister team up. Redemption or rubbish? Rubbish? Let him talk. America's built on second acts, third chances, the grind from gutter to gloss.
Me?
Serenity, Haslingford, now. Jake's ring grounds me. Twins, chaos delights. But the mirror still startles. Eyes carrying two souls, one vengeful, one victorious. Late nights, Route 66 calls in dreams. That motel, vomit slick floor. I wake gasping, but now it's laughter bubbling. Death's reset worked. I gamed it. If Emily falters, I'll catch her. Family's the ultimate controversy, messy, unbreakable. And that's the American way. Rise, rage, reconcile. Or die trying.